Hello everyone, good evening, and welcome to, unlike Sunday, a Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 livestream, or technically an open RCT2 livestream. Either way, we're gonna have some fun. And the very first thing you all can laugh at is that I stupidly forgot to change the channel point reward. So there we go. Name a ride of your choice, drown a guest of your choice, name the park, pick a coaster type to build, fire all the staff, all enabled again. So I hope you can use that, well, to take away some of the, well, some of your emotions, Gary. I'm so sorry to hear that. I've experienced that too, well, years ago, but still experienced it. So, I hope you have a good time, or at least a better time. And in the meantime, let's get going. Sunny Swamps, which is, oh, guest number 128. Do we have a guest 128? That would be really convenient. Yes, we do. Oh, and they're still on the coaster. Well, Sunny Swamps, it's an RCT1 expansion scenario, and I deliberately picked one of these, because people don't play them often. Exactly, Carrie, I don't think I've seen this scenario before. Well, if you've watched my videos, you've seen it. Because, look at that ride icon right there. You've seen that. If you've watched that video about coaster icons. But yeah, I'm not sure I've ever completed this park outside of speedrunning it. It goes for me a lot of, because in 2016, right, I kind of picked up Roller Coaster Tycoon again, started looking on the subreddit, I was getting into it again. After not playing for a year or two. So in 2016, I kind of played through all the scenarios of Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Including the expansions. So I have played all Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 scenarios. He's off the right now, drown him. Good idea. I have also played all Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 scenarios. However, there are a good bunch of Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 expansion scenarios that I've never properly played. That I've only done in the speedrun. Because obviously I completed them all in a speedrun in one day. So I've beaten them all, but like Nevermore Park, sure. Pacifica I did that in a stream once, I believe. But something like Sunny Swamps, like this one, or Icarus Park. I don't even like Icarus Park, it's ugly as hell. I've never played that. I don't even want to play that. Anyway, Sunny Swamps starts with 2 rides. And interestingly enough, concerning tomorrow's video, it uses the pagoda theme quite heavily. Which I didn't know. In fact, these dog statues I thought were custom scenery the first time I saw them. Which was like a week... no, not a week ago. Like a month and a half ago. So, yeah, I didn't even recognize them. But they're from the pagoda theme. And the pagoda theme is kind of weird like that. It's kind of an old mishmash of scenery items. The trees don't look Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 like, but they are. Like, these trees don't look like Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 to me, but they are from Roller Coaster Tycoon 1. And, you know, this gong. The lily is the only one really that's used somewhat often. And maybe you'll see the pagoda style sign or that maybe this house, but it's kind of a weird scenery theme. But I quite like it. Except the trees. I'm not that fond of the trees, but that's all there is here. So let's get to building a park. How about a crooked house? They do have plenty of swamps in southeast China. Probably. Because, you know, China is kind of big. So, plenty... Ooh, now it's a video. You guys probably have that reaction more than I do. Because obviously I watch my videos to, you know, to spot any errors before I upload them. But you guys might watch and rewatch my videos. And I don't really pay attention necessarily to the music. I pay really close attention to seeing if there's anything wrong with my video after I've exported it. I know I'm sexy, Marcel, and so are you. Damn right, we're all sexy in our own right. Now, there's nothing more sexy than a person just unapologetically being themselves. Because if you're really into some nerdy stuff, you know, like I am, that might turn off some people because they're not into it, and that's fine. But for someone who is into it, or can at least, you know, relate to it enough, and you're just yourself and you're really into that, then that's an attractive thing. This is an uncomfortable hill here in the middle. That's gonna be painful for some of the guests. Alright. And that is our first coaster. And we'll make the trains not color. Perfect. Good, I like it when the guests are in pain. Why did I ever... What did I deserve to get such a cruel audience? The cyan trains are pretty. Yes, they are, aren't they? And that's the queue line done. You charge for the rides or the entry here? Right. Okay, I'm gonna do this myself this time. No, no laziness here with the right price manager. We got a motion sim. Motion sim is one of the better rides in the game. Mostly because of its compactness, which is not really that relevant here. But it's so compact you can really easily squeeze it in everywhere, which is useful if you're building a really compact park, which is a thing I do more often than a lot of people. Isn't making the guests' life a living hell the entire purpose of the game? Maybe. You could say that. Motion Sim has a low throughput. Hang on, I have stats for that. No, that's the wrong thing. Yeah. There we go, I need to have this one. Okay, there's a lot of, well, stuff here. That's not the one. There we go. Motion sim. Yeah, it only got a lower... The only one with a lower throughput is the 3D cinema. But you can charge a decent amount for it. It does have a very low profit. The only ones with a lower are the Twist and the 3D cinema. But it's just tiny. It's just absolutely tiny. It's great for storing guests, which I have used it for in my first completion of what's it called? Quantum's Edge. I used it to store guests. Ooh, I want to see the guests suck on tentacles. Well, they rather they drink out of it. Oh, and also, as usual with these, I'm gonna give myself the cash machine. Because I want to be rich. Can we have green umbrella? That was our favorite color. Sure. Hang on, I can do 2 different shades of green actually. No, not random, you idiot. Puts it on green and then puts it on random. I love that these, you know, the umbrellas on the stall, on the souvenir stall, actually also change color with it. More things do that. You know, t-shirt stall, hat stall, they do it too. Balloon stall, of course. But it is another one of those neat things that not all the games would do that. Okay, you know what? I'm actually gonna build some stuff here. There we go. This thing looks like it's... I would say it looks like it's standing on pillars, but that's just a fence around it. Ooh, we can actually build a nice little house with this. Why can't... Oh, right, there's no ground under there. There's a dip there, but that's fine. I can just ignore it. Oh, whoops, forgot one. A shame you can't change the color of the stuffed bear. Yeah, that one's always the same color. Although it kind of makes sense, because you don't see that one much, right? All the things that you can change are things that you can see the guests wear. Balloons, shirts, hats, and umbrellas. It's unfortunate you can't sell pants. I could use some more stuff here. How about some other trees? Some nicer looking trees. Who would buy pants from a theme park? I mean, on one hand, good point. On the other hand, I don't give a crap. I want to be able to color my guests. Now, I know I can do that with the plugin, but I want to do it like a vanilla style. A shop for pants would be a very good idea in theme parks for when you piss yourself on a coaster. Does that happen often? Like, vomit, sure. I once was in a train that, on the Goliath in Wallaby, I once was not on my train, but we had to wait a while because on the brakes, because the train in front of us that was in the station was being cleaned. Depends on the pants. If you could have gotten spacesuit style pants from Astro World when it was still running, I think it would have done well. Maybe. Have you ever bought clothes from a theme park? No, I haven't. The only place like that where I've ever bought clothes was at Tialf, the ice rink. And that wasn't even from Tialf itself. That. Where's the loan interest? Did OpenRCT2 remove it for RCT1 scenarios because it's not accurately calculated? It says 1%, but this is not 1%. And it's not wrong in the way that, you know, 10% is actually like 9.8% or whatever in RCT2. It's wrong that, like, I believe it's even far less than 1%. I'm not sure, but I think they just removed it for that. Which I guess is accurate. Hang on, I kind of want to know now. Does RCT1 show that? Hang on. I need to go to program files. Steam. Roller Coaster Tycoon. Alright, let's start it up. I think you guys are gonna see this very small. I just want to quickly check. No, it says no loan interest. Even though you do have loan interest. But you can see it. So yeah, that's now accurate to Roller Coaster Tycoon 1. Out of all the souvenirs I could get from a theme park, a shirt is the least exciting. I've never bought a souvenir from a theme park. The only thing I've ever bought in a theme park was food. And I quite like food. But then again, who doesn't like food? There are people who don't like food and they just eat because they need to, but for them it's a chore to eat. Which, on one hand, is helpful in maintaining your weight. Well, unless you're underweight because of that. But on the other hand, it feels like you're missing out on so much. Because food is absolutely delicious. Although, if you're not a fan of it... I mean, the thing is, if you're not a fan of something, you can just not do it. But you have to eat anyway. Like, I have an aunt who just is amusical. Which means she doesn't get music. Like, most people, like me, and most of you, you know, can enjoy the rhythm of music, the sound of music, not the movie, but literally the sound that music makes. But one of my aunt just doesn't, and there are people like that, but they don't know what they're missing out on because they don't know it. They don't know what it's like to feel, you know, music in that way. But they just simply don't have to listen to music. But you have to eat, so if you don't like eating, that's such a shame. I made West African peanut stew for dinner last night. Oh, that sounds nice. I do like peanuts. Water splash through the water. We can do that. Hang on, the standard classic wooden coaster doesn't have helixes. Not even less banked ones. That's disappointing. Sweet potatoes. Oh, I once had a sweet potato salad in a Korean restaurant. It was with some kind of meat on top of it. Like there was sweet potato. No, there were like sweet potato fries. I think, not a salad. Sweet potato fries. I think, with some kind of meat on top. That was lovely. I enjoy a well done steak from time to time. People give me crap for it, but anything less than well done gives me intestinal issues later on. I'm just not a very big fan of steak. So if we do have steak, I prefer it well done. But in a restaurant, I won't order steak. Because people say that, you know, well done steak is kind of a waste of the steak. And sure, but you know, if I have to have steak, I'll get well done. But otherwise, I just won't order steak. I'll just order something that I prefer over steak. Okay, actually, there we go. That's better. I like the way that the tracks kind of line up here. It's only from one angle. Doesn't really work from any other angle. Although this still looks nice. What's a black and blue steak? Also, it's not black and blue, it's white and gold. Okay, that clashes. Black and blue is charred on the outside or raw on the inside. Ah, I've never heard of that. Maybe I have, but I just forgot. Who knows? Three different trains. That's for some reason a really common thing to do on wooden coaster, different colored trains. You do see it often a lot on like car rides or wild mice, but if you're talking proper trains, for some reason it's very common to do on a wooden coaster, not so much on steel coaster types. Okay, we can charge at least 11 bucks for this. Ah, 12. We don't have a lot of guests yet, and as a consequence of that, we don't have a lot of income yet. Do I want to advertise? Yeah, sure. It's never a bad thing to advertise in a paper ride bar. I mean, never say never. But it's rarely a bad thing to advertise. You know, perhaps I should get some staffs. Rock and Roller Coaster and Express have different colored trains. And I don't know many wooden coasters with different colored trains. I mean in real life, not in the... I mean in the game, not in real life. At least that's kind of my experience, really. Poll about meat. Favorite meat. Probably pork. I like pig. pig is good. Ooh, that's also interesting. How many people are vegetarian or vegan? So far, 1 out of 11. It's not a very good sample size. Who's the vegetarian? Oust yourself, so we can publicly shame you. Nah. Vegetarians are doing a good thing. Just the thing that I can't do. I'm cool with vegetarians. Yeah. Everyone is, right? I mean, some people hate on vegans, but really the only vegans they hate is vegans that are preachy about it. I have a friend who's vegan, and, you know, he's fine. There's a bit of difficulty, you know, finding a restaurant which, you know, has been a bit annoying when we were on vacation together, but, like, it's not like he has any trouble with me eating meat or anything else from animals. Like, yeah, he campaigns for the animal party, Partij voor de Dieren, which they translate as party for the animals. But it's not like, you know, and yeah, he'll be preachy about it. Well, not in an annoying way, but he'll protest against animal suffering or whatever when he does stuff with that party. But if you're just hanging out, he doesn't. Because he's not annoying. Let's build a lock flume. As soon as we have lab-grown meat that's close enough to indistinguishable, I'll never eat real meat again. I think you forgot one thing there. Cheap. Or at least not much more expensive than actual meat. Like, if it's 20% more expensive, sure. If it's twice the price, that's gonna be a nope. And even 20% is gonna be a no for a lot of people. Because, you know, I'm not poor. I'm not rich, definitely not. But I never have to worry about money. In my day-to-day life, at least. So, you know, 20% more for meat, I could afford. But a lot of people don't do that, can't do that. That's the thing with a lot of environmental issues. They need to be accessible to the average person if you want to be them to be adopted. Yeah, the same is like for anti-slavery stuff, you know, because China uses slavery and whatever, and they're like, okay, you know, are my products from China, are they not? And sure, you can maybe do that for your phone, you know, don't buy Huawei phones or whatever other companies are from China. But you can't do that for everything. Even if it's physically possible, most people just don't have the time or energy to check for everything what its origin is. And that's fine. Alright, lots and lots of boats. It's kind of way too many, but maybe eventually they'll all be used. I do always like it very, very much when you build a log flume and slightly too many boats and one at the end just crashes into one that's still there. Especially if it's at full speed. It kind of just looks ridiculous. But they can't crash because they're log flumes. Hang on, if I do this, isn't that the asexual flag again? Didn't I accidentally build the same log flume I built in Trinity Islands? Well, you know what? I'll give it the same name as well. There you go. I'm really proud of that pun. Well, it's not really a pun. It's more a joke. It works on several levels. The problem with the lab-grown meat and electric cats? What the hell is an electric cat? Is that the people who are rich because of the things you want to abolish are rich because of the huge farms or coal or oil? Oh, electric cars. Oh, I just realized you made a typo. They will try and lobby the government into not changing, making it really expensive. Oh, there's tons of that kind of stuff going on, you know, lobbying and by companies and trying to change public perception and all kind of stuff. It's just things that I don't really want to think about. And that's kind of a huge thing as well, because I don't know about you, but I'm really just, you know, I kind of just want to live my life, and sure, you know, I'll be mindful of things where I can, but I just don't really want to think about, you know, all the shit that's going on with companies and government and whatever at large. It only makes me sad. Should make these all pagoda. Only if Carrie is okay with that, because, you know, you can drown yourself. That's fine. Don't tell me to drown other people. Unless it's Sline, who's always okay with that. We've established that already. Then it's fine. You can do it, alright. Let's see. What guest embodies Carrie? I mean, the standard kind of gender role thing would be to pick a guest with a pink shirt. What's your favorite color, Carrie? Who would resemble you? Purple. Makes sense considering your Discord name. Well, then this is you now. Goodbye. Sleep tight with the fishies. Ooh, I should make it more expensive to not get wet. $10, baby. Use your channel point. Oh, I can do whatever I want. You don't need to use channel points to tell me to drown a guest. It's just that if you do not use channel points, I could ignore it. Ooh, we got the jungle theming. Oh, I like that. Wait a minute. I did that, then I... Huh. Never mind. That's what she said. Yeah, anything the word wet or long or tight or whatever comes up, you can make it into a sexual joke. If you wish to do so. Now, obviously, this is a sexual joke, the name of this thing. Tidiest park in the country. Hey, and goodbye with the tidiness. Now it's even more unrealistic, the name of this log flume. Not because it's so damn sexy already, but because jungles are naturally very wet. Yeah, if you live in a place with jungle, like the Congo or Brazil, you know, around the equator, you tend to not really have 4 seasons, fall, winter, spring, and summer, as we do. You more have 2 seasons. A wet season and a very wet season. I'm so glad I don't live in a place like that. Because I don't deal with humidity and heat very well. Some people don't like the cold. I can do cold. Obviously, if it's -15, that'll be annoying for me too. But no, I can do cold reasonably well. I just can't do heat. If it's dry heat, and it's like 35 degrees... I can deal with that. Obviously not for a very long time, but you know, that's alright. But if it's a very humid heat, then that's not for me. I teach refugees from Congo and Somalia and other very warm places, and I often wonder how they cope with 4 seasons here. Our winters are mild, but it must be very cold to them. Yeah. Because they grew up in a place with not much winter. And again, snow is an absolute marvel. Not that we got a lot of snow here. Alright, let's have a little sip. Nice. It's 62 on the west coast and it's freezing. Bruh. That's like 15 degrees. Hang on. 62 Fahrenheit to Celsius. That's 16.7 degrees. What do you mean freezing? That's almost room temperature. I wouldn't quite say it's open windows weather. But that's just a few degrees under room temperature. Room temperature is like 19, 20 degrees. So it's like, and this is 17. So it's like 2 degrees Fahrenheit under room temperature. That's a nice walk outside temperature, yes. I once saw a person, there was a video of a Russian girl, YouTuber named Tusich, who was making sort of funny video about folk music. And at some point she was kind of, for her music video part, sort of dancing outside in the snow in just a dress. And obviously that's a bit cold. But, you know, you're fine. It's not like she was out there for hours in that dress. Just a little bit for the video. Anyway, there was a comment from someone. asking basically how can she not be freezing out there. And that included at some point that like, yeah, I'm from Bangladesh and when it's 25 degrees, it's freezing. And like, hang on. First off, it doesn't get 25 degrees Fahrenheit in Bangladesh and they use Celsius there. So you mean Celsius? What do you mean 25 degrees freezing? I'm pretty positive that was either a troll or a miscommunication. It's physically impossible for someone to think 25 degrees is freezing, right? Or, you know, it's cold. That's under room temperature. And sure, they're from Bangladesh, but still. Like, humans get used to different temperatures. But you're still human. Celsius or Fahrenheit? Well, they're from Bangladesh. It doesn't freeze there. So it can't be Fahrenheit. Hey Nathy, welcome. It's just an exaggeration to get the point across. Perhaps. That would still be weird in that context. What would be your worst nightmare if you couldn't eat one thing not for a certain period of time? I mean, define one thing. Because if it's, you know, if you say meat isn't one thing, right? That's too big to be one thing. But if you say, I mean, even if you did meat, you know, vegetarian options, you know, vegan meat or whatever will do for a period of time. I don't think there is anything really. Maybe the biggest would be bread, because I eat a lot of bread because I'm Dutch. It would just be annoying to find other things for breakfast and stuff. But yeah, most things, unless they're hyper broad, are not that big a problem. Vegan meat substitutes are meh. I've had a few when cooking dinner for vegan friends or vegetarian friends. And they were fine. Like the few times, I'm pretty positive I would not have noticed if I didn't cook it myself and know. They're okay, but I wouldn't seek them out. Yeah, but the point is here that, you know, you do it in case you have to. You have to, right? Because you can't eat meat because the one thing that was banned, you know, was a question. Oh, we're going backwards. Cool. That's gotta bring up some extra intensity. Woo! The 30% nausea. Damn. Luckily, this coaster has quite a low nausea rating naturally. Imagine putting this on a swinging sus. That will be hella sus. What do you want to name it? Name looping coaster Australia Express because the train is backwards. Of course. You know, Hermitcraft Season 10 is starting this weekend. And I can't wait for all the upside down jokes Pearl is gonna make. Pearlescent Moon. Because she be Australian, yo. Okay. Oh, Oh, Pagoda's the standard now, yeah. Any of these too expensive? That one's fine, that one's fine, that one's fine. Oh, we're doing good on the income front. I should probably get new staff, yeah. There we go. This year, Rollercoaster Tycoon will turn 25 years old. And Atari is actually planning a celebration of it. Because there was a vote on their website about what they should do for the celebration. And I only found it out recently, after it was closed. The thing is, there's apparently a thing called Club Atari, where you could vote on what they should do for the 25 year anniversary. But you have to have a Club Atari account to even see that the poll exists. So I had no idea it existed, and presumably none of you did either. Otherwise you would have probably told me. You know, if it was a well-known thing, someone in my community would have mentioned it somewhere and tagged me. Or said it in a stream or whatever. Now RST1 will turn 25. Claude, that was RST1 released in 99. RST2 released in 2002. And some options were a really long live stream, having a building contest, another one I forgot, and doing some special merch. And I believe the merch won. But the thing is, Atari is very, very far removed from the community, right? Because Club Atari, everyone who's in Club Atari voted on that, but no one I know is in that. As far as I know. So all the, you know, Dirklink, New Element, all those people, you know, there's nothing to do with, got nothing to do with Atari. Atari has basically done nothing with the RCT community. And I do know that was on Reddit. She posted some. There's a new kind of representative, and she posted some stuff on Reddit. And I believe trying to connect with, you know, trying to make a, you know, do it better, like a better connection with the communities. So I'm hoping they do that right. Because if Atari, like for example, hosts official building competitions, and stuff like that, then that I think will really help. But they have to do it right. And they will have to incorporate OpenRCT2 as well. Because the thing is, OpenRCT2 has existed for nearly half of Rollercoaster Tycoon 2's lifetime by now. The most they did was turn off the comments on the Candy Crush clone RCT app. Yeah. But this new representative, and I don't know her name, but I do know she was very aware of Atari's reputation. Because she posted something on Reddit, and that was the first post that was, I don't know, like a month or two ago. And at first we accidentally removed it because we thought it wasn't hers, but turns out it was. Because we made a mistake, but you know, that happens. Anyway, she also in the comments was very aware that Atari doesn't have the best reputation among RCT players. So that's good. It's definitely not some, you know, some soulless corporate thing going on. That's an understatement. I mean, it's not as bad as it could be, because, you know, Atari has not done anything to mess with RCT2 either. But it's definitely not good. Profits are good, above 10k a month. That's all you need, really. What are the things we got? Ferris wheel, oh I like that. Mine train coaster. I like that too. A suspended swinging coaster. I don't like that. A draft carry. Jungle theming, what did we get before that? Jurassic theming, nice. Swinging inverter ship, already built one of those. Motion sim, already built one of those too. I do know that, like, very back in the day, they did host competitions. Because there are some officially released competition parks for, like, build the best this and that coaster that you can. For, like, RCT1, I believe. So that kind of did exist. But the community has kind of existed now for at least 15 years without any involvement, apart from, I guess, releasing RCT Classic from Atari. So the community has very much grown and done its own thing. And that's something that Atari has to deal with now. Weren't they involved in RCT World? Yeah, but that's not a Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 community, right? Classic obviously did impact the RCT2 community. But as far as I know, all they did for Classic was make the game and release it. Which is obviously a very good thing. I'm very happy they did. But they still weren't that involved with it. And all the ads again. That maze is gorgeous. Well, thank you. Okay, does anyone have a favorite pride flag? I mean, some of you inevitably will do. Ace. I don't know how that one goes by heart. I'll have to look that up. Wait, isn't that... Hang on, that's just that one. I already did that one. Can I get those on the wrong side? Hang on. anything with purple. Trans, bi. I don't like the bi flag as much for RCT rides. The color scheme doesn't really work that well. Trans really works well. The trans flag is very nice. Let's do the trans flag here. My favorite is still the... Oh god, which one was it? Okay, I forgot which it was, but the one, the grayscale one with the green in the middle. That one. How well does the lesbian flag translate into RST? I've only done that once, which was for the Trinity Island video, and I think it went okay. I think it looked okay. I did it on Ferris wheels, actually. I want the Brabant flag. Dude, the path is the Brabant flag here. There's literally Brabant flag all over the park. Alright. Open. Can I spell that? Yes, I can spell that. Didn't I do this before? I know I did it with the lesbian flag on the Ferris wheels, but didn't I do it with the trans flag as well? I think I did do this with the trans flag in... what's it called? Woodstock? I think I did that on Woodstock. Well, we're doing it again. Oh god, I always forget what's on the outside. Hang on, that emoji has blue on the outside. I always forget whether it's blue or pink. And here pink. The pastel pink's better. This one too. And white. There we go. The thing I appreciate about this flag, at least the way it's translated into Roller Coaster Tycoon, is that it's just very bright and cheerful. That was my problem with the lesbian flag. It was a bit the color combination of the purple, the blue, and a dark pink or something, was it? It was all very dark and it kind of didn't work very well. We need kind of a path around here. That's the bi flag. Oh yeah, that's right. I confuse my flags. I know world flags. I know country flags very well. But my LGBT flags I do confuse sometimes. I also confuse country flags sometimes. I can never keep track of which one's Romania and which is Chad. Can we do a flower Arnhem flag? I have no idea what the Arnhem flag looks like. What's the most colorful flag you know? I mean, if you're talking a range of colors, the gay flag does pretty well. In terms of country flags, perhaps the Seychelles? Or Central African Republic. It's very colorful. Nepal has such a cool flag design. I'm not that fond of Nepal's flag design. Because I use flags, and now for me it's not really a problem though, but you know, whenever I do projects in Excel or whatever with speed skating, I use flags. But if a flag is not flag shaped, aka a rectangle, that makes it a lot more difficult for me to work with it. Luckily there are no Nepalese skaters. Do you not like math? Nepal's flag is entirely defined by equations. I like math, but that doesn't mean I like everything that has math in it. I mean, you could make a butthole flag and define the butthole with mathematics. Still wouldn't make me like it. Greendale flag. I have to look that up now. No, I mean like an actual butthole. Wait, why does it say anus? What? Why does it say anus? Which flag has a beehive? Utah. Oh, does it? Is there like... Okay, what's this Reddit say about it? It's just... Oh, it's from a TV show. That makes a lot more sense. It's pronounced anus. Sure it is. Right, let's build a roller coaster again. How about a mine train coaster? Flag of Arnhem. That's ugly. Alright. We shall go fast. We'll use the widest turns. Look at that. We've made sort of a figure eight. This is a weird roller coaster that I'm designing here. Faster. Does anyone know a good joke? Because I'm in the mood to hear some jokes. 2 drums and a cymbal fall off a cliff. Ba-dum. Sorry, I'm a dad. All I've got is terrible puns. Well, let's hear him. I like puns. I'd make a Pokemon joke, but I really can't think of a good one. I like that. I like that one, that's a good one. I don't think I've ever seriously used a Relicanth. I've had one at some point because I had a living Pokédex in Pokemon Black and White. But I've never really used it. I heard a great one on my radio today, though very long to type on my tablet. I'm not sure if that's true or if that's a joke that I'm missing. What do you call a made-up color? A pigment of your imagination. Nice. I think you need it in the 3rd gen to unlock the Regis. Oh, then I've definitely used it in Auras to unlock the Regis. We don't need brakes. Brakes are for the weak. How many narcissists does it change to change a light bulb? None. They only use gaslighting. Well, I like that one. That's a good one. I once made love to a woman dressed as a Statue of Liberty. I still hold a torch for her. I don't know what holding a torch for someone means. I know, you know, that's what the Statue of Liberty does. But I'm feeling I'm missing a double meaning here. Hold a torch, have affection for. Oh, didn't know that expression. Alright, let's actually follow the train now. What's the difference between a glockenspiel and a xylophone? I used to know, but I can't marimba. That one feels forced. Because remember, marimba... doesn't work that well. What's a ghost's favorite fruit? A blueberry. Nice. I like that hill in the middle. It's a... You suddenly go a bit slow, it's a bit raspid from all the speed. And then you suddenly go into all the speed again. And there we go. Finished the ride. We can probably charge 12 for this. What's a fruit's favorite ghost? What? The punchline comes before the question. What's the worst part about time traveling jokes? You know, the worst part about all these jokes is that as I'm looking at the chat, I'm seeing them kind of all at once immediately. So while I'm reading them, I already know the punchline. And that's why it's much better to be told a joke in person. Or not necessarily in person, but you know, by someone actually talking. Because if I told you guys a joke now, then you wouldn't know what comes next. And that's way too many trees. Puns definitely work better spoken. Writing them down ruins them. Yeah, I have a friend who I talk a lot with about speed skating. Because he's a freaking nerd. So am I. And we pun everything. Like, I've made him hang up on me while we call several times because of a bad pun. And vice versa. Did you see the new speed skating world record? The 105.37 by Jordan Stoltz. Yes, I did. It was phenomenal. Now, I did expect a world record to be broken. Because every time we go to Salt Lake, we see a new world record. I mean, not for the 4 continents, but like every time the entire world participates. So it was expected that a record got broken. The thing is, the 1000 meters was so strong by Pavel Kolesnikov 4 years ago. But Jordan Stoltz broke it, and, you know, quite significantly so. Nearly a third of a second. And he did it in a phenomenal way. Because, you know, Shawnee Davis skated the world record. He opened 16.67. Which is not that slow, but definitely not fast either. Like, dozens of skaters had already done it faster at that point. Maybe even 100, who knows. But then Pavel Kolesnikov came in and did a fast opener, a fast opening lap, and a fast final lap. But now Jordan Stoltz comes in and is like, yeah, I can do that better. So Jordan comes in, skates the 25th fastest opener ever. 16.12 seconds, which is really fast. His fastest ever. Then skates the fastest opening lap ever on the 1000 meters, 24.16 seconds. And then skates the fastest second lap ever on the 1000 meters, 25.09. So it's like, how do you beat that? There's only like 10, maybe 15 people who have gone faster over the first 200 meters. Ever. No one has gone faster on the lap. And no one has gone faster on the second lap. And the thing with the 200 meters is, right? That doesn't change too much throughout the years. Because starting off fast is much more impacted just by your strength and technique than faster skates or faster ice. Because it's a bit more like running and less like skating. So you do see like a little bit of improvement over the years. But for example, the lap that Jordan Stoltz skated was not possible 20 years ago. Not even close. But nowadays, Pavel Kolesnikov already did it faster on the 500 meters. And some others have been really close to Stoltz as well. But the opener, people have been doing faster for a very long time. So, the fact that he is even that fast on the opener is really special. Like 16.12 is really, really fast. Do you think a 23.9 is possible at the 1000 meter? Of course, of course. I mean, it's already been done on the 500. And for a very long time, the fastest lap ever was skated on the 1000. Jeremy Waterspoon's 24.32 stood as fastest lap ever skated for 8 years. And that was skated on the 1000. On November 10th, 2007. Same goes for the sea level lap record, which was also skated by Jeremy Waterspoon on January 27th, 2008. 24.68, which stood for 10 years. Was not broken until the 2018 Olympics. So yeah, 23.9, I think it's even possible now. Like, if it's optimal conditions, because they weren't optimal. They weren't optimal last weekend. But if it's optimal conditions and Jordan Stoltz skates the lap of his life, yeah, he can do it. Sure, why not? What's up, Neri? Welcome. Was this in Salt Lake again? Yes, it was. I think that Jordan will be the first to go 1 and 4. I won't say I'll necessarily think that. But I do think he has a very good chance to do so as the first. Don't see anyone else doing it at the moment. Me neither, although Tim Prince, considering his development, could perhaps do it. Because Prince skated a Dutch lap record, the fastest Dutch skater ever on the full lap. Happy name day. Oh yeah, you DM'd me that. Forgot about that. At least it is your name day if you were in Croatia. Yeah, we don't really do name days in the Netherlands. Do you watch F1? No. This weekend we will have the last World Cup of the season. And I'll be doing the commentary again. The entire weekend actually. We'll be in Quebec City. We shall... I've kind of got all the exciting coasters already. It's about the dinghy slide. Commentary for the NOS? No, for the ISU livestream on YouTube. And also, I believe it's also beamed to some other places. Like I believe MBSC broadcasts it on some online channel or something. There was someone who lives in Chicago who said I watched that on the NBSC. Really appreciate that you're keeping my childhood games alive. I appreciate that you're watching. Honestly, I wish there were more people streaming RCT. I've said this before, but you know, there are a few people. Cody doesn't really stream anymore, but he used to. Natty, of course, streams RCT a lot. But there aren't many people. And of course, I'm the only one doing it for a living. I mean, not really, the streaming is not really the way I make a living, but you know what I mean. Dirklink is the most successful Rollercoaster Tycoon content creator after me. But he doesn't really stream. Like, he's done a few streams. I think inspired by my long streams. He did a very long stream of building a mega park in one day. But, yeah, it's not a regular thing for him. Coasterbot was streaming last Saturday. Yeah, but that's not... He doesn't do Rollercoaster Tycoon, right? Or streaming it. Yeah, but, you know, lots of streamers or YouTubers make videos about Rollercoaster Tycoon. But they'll do it once. Or twice. You know, Nerdcubed a few months ago released the Red Mist Challenge. A fun video. But, you know, he made one video. You know, there are tons of Age of Empires YouTubers who only make Age of Empires content and maybe rarely something else, like Spirit of the Law or T90. But there are only two significant Rollercoaster Tycoon YouTubers. Dirklink and me. Well, perhaps two. Although, he's kind of lost a bit of significance, unfortunately, once he ran out of official scenarios. Still really value his work, though, and his building style. But if you're talking about pure views, the only ones with a true active community, I guess, would be Dirkling and me, which is a bit of a shame. There are some smaller ones, but you do have a community, like Flix, there's Fidwell, you know, there's some community there, but it's very small. And I do think that's a shame. Do you feel lonely in the RCT2 creative space? Not really. Because while there might not really be any other Rollercoaster Tycoon YouTubers that are big outside of me and Dirkling, there are tons of people on my server and other Discord servers that are active and doing wonderful things. So I'm totally fine with that. I wish there were more people being big, as I said, but I don't necessarily feel lonely. I'm thinking of making a YouTube video about how I made an axis coaster in RCT, but I don't know how it'll turn out. What's an axis coaster? You can definitely overcharge for this. Okay, let's see if anything's too expensive. That one's fine. I think they're all fine still. Even the Ferris wheels. Another problem is that many people that I know in my language aren't often interested in RCT in general. You're French, right? I looked it up for the interview with the French journalist I did a few weeks ago. 0.7% of my audience is French, compared to like 11% German, and they have similar populations. Germany has about 25% more or something, so similar enough. But Germany has like 15 times the audience. I used to stream, but lately I haven't been in the mood for it, and I don't think I'd want to stream RCT. I mean, it's the thing, like, if you have a small audience, it's less rewarding anyway. And if you don't make a living of it, then it's a thing to go if more pressing matters need your attention. If I had a normal job and I wasn't doing this for a living, I would have definitely stopped streaming RCT a long time ago. Maybe I would have restarted it again, but there were times where I really didn't want to do it. But you know, it's not necessarily my income, this, but it is a lot of my creative juices I kind of get from streaming, and the parks that I built for the backgrounds in my videos and stuff. So I kind of have to stream. But yeah, if you don't have to, and I don't know, you need to do house repairs, or you know, you get a kid or whatever, then yeah, that's the thing that you're gonna drop first, obviously. And there's also, you know, general Let's Plays tend to kind of not really get a lot of views on YouTube. Let's Plays of just Rollercoaster Tycoon 2. And that's what most people will do, naturally. most people, if they do Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, they will build a park and, you know, make videos of them building. But if it's just a fairly normal park, then it doesn't work that well. It doesn't get that many views, which is also not very rewarding. And of course, you shouldn't do it for the views, but you can't deny that views are very rewarding, and not getting views is discouraging. You know, Dirklink's kind of building videos that do the best are the ones like RCT1 scenarios but beautiful and but ugly. Those ones that he do get a lot of views, but that makes sense because it's not really a classical. It's not like, hey, we're gonna build a mega park, or we're gonna, you know, just complete this scenario. No, we're gonna actually just, you know, make this scenario beautiful and expand on the original idea. And that's what I kind of try to do with my Marcel Plays RCT series, which I haven't made a video about in a while. I try for every episode to do something like, you know, getting 10,000 guests in Evergreen Gardens, or building a massive pier in Bumbley Beach. You kind of need the views for money too. Well, I do, but if you're a small YouTuber, you don't, because you don't make a living off it. And yeah, I do need the views. I'm not even close to the level where I can just upload whatever and be fine financially. Although on the stream I can kind of do whatever the hell I want. You know, stream is a few $100 a month, which is, you know, usually 200-300, which is really nice. It's really nice. But I can basically do whatever I want, and if I lose that entirely, you know, that's not that big a problem. And even if I do whatever I want, I will probably never lose that entirely. Disappointing that you can't sell alcohol in this game. Do they often sell alcohol in theme parks? I've never bought alcohol in theme parks. You know, I could probably start playing Fortnite now for the rest of time, and some of you would still watch it. Not many, but a few. The ones I've been to have sold beer and wine. I mean, I've never paid attention to it, so yeah, it's entirely feasible. Do you know how to make rides have colored names? Hang on. Like that. Curly bracket, black, curly bracket, space, name. So. Oh, whoops, wrong brackets. There you go. I want to play Russian roulette at theme parks. Is guest 1, 2, 3, 4 in the park? Let's see. Yes, they are. I liked... Enterprise 1 was great, is even thunk in green. The entire thought, which is almost unreadable on here. Red seems like it will confuse me for the right is broken. Yes, someone did want to name that merry-go-round in that electric field red originally, and I was like, nope, that confuses me. Why is it green? Because I named this right green. Okay, goodbye. You have chosen death by coming to my theme park. Die, 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 die. Nut up. I wonder who will get that joke. Wait, there's already a swaying ship there. Let's build it on the other side. Wait, we're using that path again. Not on my watch. Ah! Ah, that's better. That's much better. Will a new guest... Will a drowned guest number respawn in a scenario? No. No. It will not. Dual penetration, fun for the whole family. You know, I made kind of a very HE joke about that a few weeks ago. But that quote's much older. That quote was when I built that park. And it's the same fun for the whole family thing. Are you also doing that die 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 when doing the groceries? When doing groceries, I usually just hum whatever song is in my head, or I'll hum along with whatever song that I know the melody of that's playing in the store. Okay, we're in August now. Some of these rides should become too expensive. It seems so far so good. At what point does the number of the guests reset or carry over? Well, I've gotten to guest boobies once. Which is guest 8,008,350? No. 135 at the end. So 8,008,135. I've gone... In that same park I got to 10 million. I don't know what the limit is, but it's very high. I'll never forget what I saw on Max's stream last time you were on there. Yeah, I'm slightly less appropriate on Max's stream than I am here. And I'm already inappropriate here sometimes. Oh, what is thy question, Cure-chan 9? What's the biggest beach in Denmark? Oh, I have no idea. I've only ever been to one beach in Denmark. And that was absolutely tiny. It was some kind of bay at a gas station this summer when we were on the way back from Norway. It wasn't even really a proper beach. I don't know any beaches in Denmark, so I can't answer that. It will probably have some kind of unpronounceable name because it's Danish. Google says Romo Beach. Yeah, but Google is boring. At least that's not unpronounceable. Sunny Swamps. Did Shrek start this park? Nah, his swamp ain't sunny. T has broken down. Aw. What a shame. You're so inappropriate in Max's stream as Slime is in your stream. Slime is more inappropriate in Max's stream than in mine. The thing is, I do tone myself down a lot for these streams, right? Because I naturally make a lot of sexual jokes. But only, you know, for example, not in my streams or not when I'm with my mom. So yeah, I can tone myself down, but usually I make a lot. I just have a dirty mind. It's not my fault. I don't think it's gonna make this entirely, but we'll see. Although if we make it 3 cars per train, there's a good chance that they'll make it. Marcel in Discord streams is way more crude. Oh, that's right. It's not really a stream, but yeah, if we're on the Discord voice chat of my server, you know, there's no expectation there. And you know, I like my streams to be at least somewhat clean. You know, some sex jokes are fine, you know, innuendos and whatever. It's not like it has to be for all ages necessarily, but you know, 13 plus. That's what I aim for. I'm still in Discord streams. Well, whenever people are in voice chat, I might join, and that guy is very often in the voice chat. I like talking to him, so I might join. You're still playing guitar? Not really. Kind of stopped. No, don't really have a reason. Just, yeah, don't really play as much anymore. It's a shame. I haven't talked to that guy in a while. Last time we talked about roller coasters. Yeah, he's never in the streams. So that's at least a place you won't see him. I mean, in these streams, I mean. Okay, I just looked at the session time, and immediately the very first thing I saw was significant. And I'm gonna be a nerd now. I saw 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 34 seconds. Now if you move that over 1, you get 1 minute, 42 seconds, and 34 hundredths of a second. And that was the time that Connor House skated on the 1500 meters back in September of 2023 at the Fall Classic in Calgary. I just saw that and immediately thought of that. That's what I think of. Literally anything I see that is remotely related to some speed skating time, I will think of that speed skating time. Like months ago, I was at the grocery store and whatever I bought turned out to a total of €9.68, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's like Chad Hedrick when he skated his world record of on the 5K of 6 minutes, 9 seconds and 68 hundredths. Or I'll see 9.32 on a clock somewhere. Yep, fastest opener ever on the 500 meters. 9.32 seconds. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't really think that's a very appropriate poll. It's kind of funny because I remember like 15 years ago I'd watched speed skating for a few years, and I was, at some point looking up the world records. And I remember not being able to keep some of the women's world records straight. I kept forgetting whether it was 151 and 353 for the 1500 and the 3K, or the other way around, 153 and 351. Nowadays, I don't even need to remember the world records, I just know them. It's kind of ridiculous. Use them so much they stuck in firm. Yes. I've also seen every world record since 2009 live, I think. Did I watch those? I'm not sure if I watched those live. I was very young back then. Those were in Salt Lake City. I've seen at least every world record since 2013 live. I think even since 2012. When Cindy Klaas or Christine Nesbitt skated the world record on the 1000 meters. I think that's the oldest one where I can for sure say that I saw it live. But when I first looked up the world records, most of them were skated before I watched speed skating. Well, not most of them, but, well, yeah, a good amount. Alright, let's have some water. And it's also right, because, I just, earlier this stream, I completely said Jordan Stoltz's lap times off the top of my head. To the hundredths of a second. But, yeah, I've, of course, watched the race live. Then I talked about it on forums and on Twitter to my mom, to a friend. Then I have lists with the fastest lap times on every distance. So I added them and updated them and stuff. And then I watched the race again. And I watched the race again. Talked about it again. Yeah, you'll remember it if you deal with it that much. Seen it race like 6 times now, maybe even close to 10. Yeah, if you know a lot of that by heart, people will say, ooh, damn, that's impressive that you know all that stuff by heart. On one hand, sure, they're absolutely right. Oh, I need to drink some water. Wait, I already just did that. Well, let's do it again. But on the other hand, me knowing, a lot of speed skating times and stuff by heart, a lot of the basic stuff for that is not much different than, you knowing where your dentist is, where the grocery store is, where the school is. You just, you deal with that so much, you just know it. It's not necessarily impressive. I do have a good memory for numbers, so I will know, even considering how much I do it, I still know more than probably the average person would. Even if they did, spend the same amount of time looking at it. Hey Max, welcome. We were talking about me being more inappropriate in your streams and on Discord chats, you know, voice chats, than in my own streams, Max. Which is very true. It's the same reason a lot of physicists or chemists remember formulae and reactions and everything. They've used and interacted with everything so much they just know it all by heart. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of obscure stuff that from speed skating that it's kind of all that I know it by heart, but you know, it's just how my memory works, I guess. But if by now I didn't know the world record and a lot of big track records by heart, that would be kind of weird even, considering how much I've dealt with that. You know, it's one thing if you've made a list of something. And then... Because if you've just made a list of something once, there are a lot of speed skating statistics I've made a list of once. I don't really remember those. They're useful if I need to look them up, and I do use them, so I'm happy that I've made them, but... Because I've just made them once, you don't really interact with them much, you don't really remember it. But if there are lists that I need to update regularly, such as the list of national records, those I will know very well. Because not only do you look at them, you interact with them. By the way, I saw some vandalisms which I need to fix. Quite a few, actually. Well, not that much. Right, I think we could use some more stuff. We have loads of money, 80k. Who is worse? Kind of tempted to say Marcel. I mean, on your streams, yes. On my streams, no. But Stein is never here on Wednesdays. He's boring. He's got a life. Or maybe Slime does watch. He just never says anything on Wednesdays. Because on Wednesday, his fingers are at the sewing club, so Slime can't type. I think I've solved the mystery of the missing slime. This wooden wild mouse coaster fits very neatly next to the big wooden coaster. Because then they can look at what they could be if they decide to finally grow up. So much potential there. And time to go down. Everyone asked Slime how his sewing evening was. Yeah, we should do that next live stream. That would be funny. And Marcel, which ride would you pick to induce the most nausea and the quickest way, shortest track length possible? You want to go like cheap? Probably Virginia Real. If you have a bit more money than, you know, Swing, Sus, and the multi-dim do very, very well. If you have a launched free fall, a downward launched free fall does very, very well too. It's actually insane. The park with the best roll air coasters. Nice. Well deserved, I say so myself. All custom designed. Well, apart from this one. It was still custom designed, but not by me. Put that message in your push notifications. I don't know if Slime reads those. Just tell but if he does read it, and I tell everyone to do it, then, you know, kind of spoils it. So, just for everyone who's here, ask Slime how his sewing club was. Or sewing club? Is it sewing or sewing club? How do I English? Okay, we'll make this the other royal color. Dark purple. Side friction coaster 1 has broken down. Oh no. Is that more like so? Yeah, but like, is it... Because I'm sewing this. But sewing this, like... I thought those were two different spellings? Or... Hang on, how does that word work? Because I don't know anymore. Now I'm confused. I could look it up, but I'm playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. Nice tree line. Usually tree line just means the height of the trees. This is just literally a line of trees. Still a tree line. One of those. The lonely weeping willow tree. Why is he weeping? Because he's lonely. Wouldn't you weep if you were lonely? We can charge more for this. There we go. 13 bucks, baby. Woo! Which two words work? I mean, I think I've heard like suing with an E and suing with an O. Or sewing with an O, like suing and sewing. I don't know how that word works anymore. Because in my mind, they both kind of mean the same. But I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just have it entirely wrong. Maybe you spell it with an E, but pronounce it like sewing. I don't know. English is weird. Or maybe sewing is just something else. I don't know. All I know is that I'm confuzzled. To sow is like planting seeds. Oh, duh. I was just... Why was I confused with that? Now I'm confused about why I was confused. Hey, cool. These things are exactly 1,000 here. This, this far above the ground. That's neat. Will it make that? Will it make the second one? No. The wild Marcel hid itself in confusion. Pretty much. Your YouTube videos are quite entertaining. Just one small request. Could you please put that one skeleton lying down with a hat in his hand in your park? No. I don't have the theme available. I can't put Mr. Bones here. What's the past tense of sue? I mean, I have sown, but I sued? Like, as in seaved? Almost... I sow? I don't know. I mean, you didn't ask me, so it's not my turn to answer anyway. No, I'm not gonna cheat for Mr. Bones today. Sued. You know, I'm kind of annoyed this entire conversation that sued, as in fixing clothes and, you know, suing someone legally. That those two sound the same. Because that's annoying me right now. It's not about the excitement bonus, Neri. It's just that, you know, I don't want to add a scenery item that's not originally in the park. Also content and content. But those don't sound the same. Please no one tell him about suit. Yeah, but you don't say I suit someone. I mean, you could, but then you do spell it like that. Because that means, you know, you're compatible with someone. I suit him. If you legally, you know, if it's the past tense of doing legal stuff, it's I sued him. They are pronounced differently, suit and sued. Then there's also shoot. You know what irritates me massively? You know, people use the wrong your. That doesn't bother me that much. People using the wrong there, you know, bothers a little bit, but not that much. Shoot off. I hate that so much, and I don't know why that one particularly gets me. I hate it when someone types shoot off. I should have done that. Just... ugh. That's one of those common English mistakes that I hate the most. You know, wrong your happens to me as well. Not because I don't know, but just because it happens, right? Usually I spot it quite quickly and edit if I can. But presumably sometimes I don't. I just don't remember the times I don't spot it because I didn't spot it. I think of that one comic about it a lot when I read that one. I've probably seen that one because I know I've seen some comic about it. I just don't remember it. A lot doesn't bother me as much as should have, though. Something I learned is that all verbs in their past tense and with ed are borrowed from other languages. There's probably exceptions to that. Because it's English, there's exceptions to everything. Are all alright still popular? Looks like they are. Well, this one isn't. This one's overcharging now. Wait, only 60 cents? Wait, 60 cents is an odd number. Oh, well, I don't have the price manager on. How was that 60 cents? That's odd. See if there's any without. The Ferris wheels, perhaps. Yeah, they look to be too expensive. Worst spelling grammar mistake. Definitely should have. It's just... it's terrible. Yeah, someone said the thing is that it's completely different. And that's true, because, you know, if you type the wrong your, you've still, you know, typed a correct word. That is pronounced the same. But... should off, I mean, I guess, you know, off is a correct word, sure. But it's different. Yeah, the combination ain't. Let's build a massive vertical drop coaster. I like the vertical drop coaster. It's probably my favorite coaster type in the game. What about using Den instead of Dan? That's fine. I mean, it's not fine. It's still a mistake, but that one doesn't bother me as much. You know, that mistake is often just, I don't know, kind of brought up by a brain fart. The thing is, shoot off is never a legitimate construction. Yeah, Gary, Dutch also has Z and Zag. Which is very much the same thing. Don't forget the 1800s English word yeeted. Isn't the past tense yote? I do really like the word yeet. It's a really good word. Hey, we make it. Just barely. Nice. So many people ruin saying because they don't know where it came from, what it means. Oh, ruin sayings. I kind of read saying there as a verb instead of a noun. Because you missed either the plural or the article. Holding down the fort instead of holding the fort. I could care less, which means you could care at least a little. Yeah, people say the wrong one so often. I probably do it sometimes too with some, I don't know. You know, we're kind of hating on people using should have here, but it's not like I don't make mistakes. I make plenty of mistakes in my English. Not as many as when I'm writing, but when I'm speaking, I mean plenty. Have you seen how Varkskeletor played Roller Coaster Tycoon 2? Who is that? Who is Varkskeletor? Sounds Norwegian. Joel, is that vine sauce? I've never liked vine sauce. For some reason, ever since those videos came out and they were in my recommended, I've disliked those videos. For no good reason, really. I don't know why. I've never watched them. I think I've watched like one of them for like 2 minutes, that's it. I think those 2 minutes were enough to turn me off on them. There's that one very popular one, right? I guess, you know, the one that I watched was very much, you know, about killing guests and kind of very meme stuff. The video. And I think my sentiment, at least at the time, was, oh, here's a very popular Roller Coaster Tycoon video, and it's again about drowning guests. Which has sort of become my brand now, but... why doesn't it now not make it? But on the other hand, not really, right? Because most of my videos... you know, the longest coasters may torture the guests, but they're not really about torturing the guests. They're about, you know, the interesting stuff that comes with building the longest coaster. And I think that was at least one of the reasons I didn't like them, was because in my mind I was trying to get, you know, to take Roller Coaster Tycoon more serious than just haha killing guests. And even though, you know, I literally have a drowning guest reward now, which I will soon act upon, that's still not really the point of what I usually do. But I have literally done a stream where I drowned guests for 3 hours. So it's a bit hypocritical. I hadn't done that at the time, of course. That was before I did YouTube that I saw that. And it's kind of, you know, because once you see that and it leaves a bad impression, that will very often stay. You're sick? Well, soon you'll be dead. And with those things, you know, you might not even remember why they left a bad impression, but the bad impression will stay, even if it's no longer justified. And you know, if it's a thing that you know you don't like, even if you might like it now, if you see it and you recommend it, it's like, oh yeah, that thing, I didn't like that. Then you don't watch it, so you don't really give it the second chance either. Ever heard of Monotone Tim? They streamed a ton of RCT back in 2012, 2014. No, I haven't. There were more people that made tons of RCT content back in the day. You know, around that time, 2012 or 2012, 2014. You know, that's around the time where Fluxtrans built his Flux Park. You know, 28 to 2012 or so. You had also like, what's it called? Matsuko 84. Nowadays, you don't have anyone really. You have me, Dirklink, and a few others who make RCT content. Oh yeah, I need to do something about the start. But not too many others. Okay, you know what? Oops, you need chain lift. I'm just gonna place this thing 3 meters higher. Just build down from here. Plenty long station. That should work. That connected, that is connected, nice. And so is that. Okay, let's follow. I love it when it twists on the vertical. Lovely speed. Even here at the end, it still goes very, very fast. Rams into the station with almost 100 kilometers an hour. Yeah, that's not dangerous. Nah. Not at all. Perfectly safe. Okay. 20, baby! Woo! I'll put a cash machine next to it. Will people pay 20? People will pay 20. 8.89 excitement, 903 intensity, 4.98 nausea. I think I unlocked an achievement last time I played, made a sus swing with higher excitement and intensity. That's quite an achievement. I mean, if you put lots of scenery and stuff around it, it's not that difficult, but if you know, minimal scenery, minimal pathing, and just, you know, mostly from the design itself, that is an achievement. Well, this is gonna be a money maker and a half. How many guests are heading towards it? 50. Well, we only have 1900 guests, so that's quite a lot. And it's quite massive. Tons of people going in it. Yeah, this will be a great one. And it's not, I mean, it's quite a long ride, because, you know, got quite a long chain lift going on there. We also do have 9 trains, which is quite a lot. What's the goal? 1,600 guests at the end of year 3. Well, we have that. I never even looked at the goal. Could have failed it, for all I know. I mean, would have known, but could have been on the way to failing it. I failed Magic Quarters when I did my magical Magic Quarters park. That was a park value scenario, and we just didn't build park value stuff quick enough. Oh, we got launched freefall. Neato. Asthma. Oh, the bottle asthma. This one will have quite a high nausea rating. Look at that, 9.37. That's ridiculous. That's completely ridiculous. And you can charge 20 for this. Maybe not, but let's see if you can. Let's see if you can. You can. I mean, it's the only one in the park that helps, but that's ridiculous, mate. Why in the name of Satan can you charge 20 bucks for this? Do you guys have no standards? This thing is doing 2,400 an hour. It's making 47k an hour. We gonna be rich. We are already rich, but we gonna be richer. It's ridiculous. Yeah, throughput won't be too high because of the way it's launched. It will still make a good amount of money. Cause stuff be expensive. How much cash has the oldest guest spent? 252. They spend on average about 7 bucks a ride. That's ridiculous. 254. They got a slightly better deal. 267. Yeah, they all got terrible deals. Oh, this one got a better deal. Either way, it's not the food that's expensive in this park. It's the rides. The food is quite cheap, because you can get a tentacle for just $1.50. Not sure why you would ever want a tentacle. You can get fried chicken for just $1.50. If you go to a fair, not too many rides go below 7 bucks. Presumably you can like buy some way, you know, to go on a ride multiple times without having to pay 7 bucks every time, like some day ticket or whatever. I know, I've never been to a place where I needed to pay for every ride. But, you know, paying 20 for a launched freefall is ridiculous. Good night, Neri. You know what? I'm gonna say good night as well. Might like City Fair. Yeah, I don't really go to City Fair, so... I think it's time to end the stream. Let's raid Natty. She's doing... I don't know. I don't know what that scenario is. Did you see the results video of the RCC? Oh no, not yet. Have to look at that. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow on the 2 Ubes. We're going to finish a series. And I'll see you Sunday on the live stream. Thank you very much for watching. Have fun at Natty's stream. And see you later. Bye to the bye.